first ever graduation ceremony of the CREST Leadership Academy. We have the first batch graduating today. In the audience, we have people leaders and unit heads from our franchise system, the Coca-Cola franchise system in India and Southwest Asia. And we are all very eager to hear about your leadership experiences, especially from your time as one of the most successful captains of the Indian cricket team ever. So without further ado, let me begin by asking you of any anecdotes, any stories that you have that you want to share, where you felt that your leadership abilities were tested or pushed to the limits.
But you know, leadership is something which just gets tougher with time. And the more you stay at a job at the top, the more expectations, the more pressures as the time goes on, and you just have to deal with it. So leadership is a process.
Let me just step back a bit from your playing years to when you're still growing up. It's a widely known fact that your sport of choice was not cricket and it was football. So there are two questions. What prompted the change? And linking it to leadership, how important is it for leaders of today to be adaptable to external cues and take course corrections in whatever they've set out to do?
When I went out of school, my father was very attached to the Cricket Association of Bengal. My brother was playing, and so he said one fine morning that let's go and play cricket because your school holidays are on. I was in class 9 or class 10, and he said go and play cricket because it's holidays. There weren't TV those days, mobiles or computers or laptops, so we had a lot of time to play the sport. So my father took me out and I said, okay, I'll play, I'll try. I'd grown up in my house playing with the tennis ball, and just things fell into place. And is management. One of the biggest things I would say. When I became captain, or when anybody becomes captain of India, he manages about 20 people, 20 players out of the millions who play cricket in the country. But when you're as big as Coca-Cola India, you manage lakhs of people as a chief, as a head. You have to deal with so many employees and so many staff. And in a corporate world, it's about the job in hand, it's about the project in hand. If you start worrying, what does your captain think? If you start worrying, what does your boss think? If you start worrying, what will the media write? If you don't do well, you will be able to perform to the half of your potential. So it's very important for a leader, as much as you're the boss, as much as you run the company, as much as you show them the way how to succeed, you have to find a way to help them to succeed. And because all of us here, and the higher you go, our biggest fear is the fear of failure. What happens if I can't? Because we all want to be successful. You don't produce executives overnight. It's a process. And you have to allow that executive to survive through that process and flourish through that process in his mindset. He should wake up in the morning. Once he gets to office and he drives down from his home to his office, he should realize, he should believe that where I am going, it's my ability. It's my ability which is going to take me forward and nothing else. So, identifying the right talent and backing that talent to succeed is very important in any team environment, whether it's a corporate team environment or whether it's a sporting team environment.
Rightly said, Sourav, identifying the right talent and nurturing them, and obviously there's no greater example than yourself for doing that to Indian cricket. Some of the names that you took are classic examples of that. The question I have is that as a captain, there are pressures for immediate performance. So you need to go out there and win a match today. You have your own batting and bowling to think about and take care of. How do you consciously take out time to think about tomorrow, to think about talents, mentoring them, grooming them? And it's a very similar situation for the leaders that we have in our system here, because there are work pressures, there are things that you're engaged in on a day-to-day basis. Why is it necessary to pull yourself back from what you're engaged in, look at tomorrow, try and identify talent, and spend some time consciously nurturing them?
Every successful project or every successful performance doesn't happen overnight. If you're planning to succeed in hard bouncy pitches, like in Australia, say in the month of December, because that's where the cricket happens in Southern Hemisphere, you will have to prepare from the beginning of the year. You'll have to work on your fitness, you'll have to work on your stroke play, you have to prepare on those pitches, try and evaluate those sort of pitches and play and practice the shots. So it's similar when you want to be on the right side of the balance sheet at the end of your financial year. It's your preparations which go on over the year. You have to have that far-sightedness. That's why you've been given the job. That's why there's a difference between X and a difference between Y. And that's why X has been selected.
It's a delightful interaction, and I'm sure all of us have got a glimpse into not only Sourav the leader, but also Sourav the person. Thanks so much.
I just want to say one more thing in your leadership endeavor. You know, I was fortunate enough to lead some of the greats in Indian cricket, and it's a very real life experience. You know, when you become a great, when you become successful over a period, we are all humans. It doesn't last forever. It's with everyone. It's with the best in the world. You know, it never goes up all the time. So there are days when it will be down. It will be down for a period of time. And I think that's where a leader comes in. If you have to create a unit which wins you games, which gives you the numbers in the balance sheet as a corporate, at times when your best performer is down, you have to find a way to lift him up. Because if you let him go at that stage, and if you allow him to fade away, thinking that somebody else will come and take over the mantle and do it, it doesn't work like that. And sometimes, I would rather say more number of times, the biggest responsibility of a leader in any aspect of life is to create that winning person, is to create that champion who actually takes you through in tough situations. And that